and we have to talk about Bitcoin because, as you can see, Bitcoin has rallied all the way up to 91K. So a lot of people are saying, hey, this isn't just a relief rally. They're saying this was a bear trap. They're saying that we're going to continue to go up, 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 and up. So today we're just going to analyze, and I'll say what I feel is about to happen soon. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Definitely do your own research, but let's get straight into it. So as you can see, we're up over 5% in the last 24 hours, but we're still down 20% in the last month. I know a lot of people are really, really excited about this, but I really wouldn't get too excited until a few parameters are met here inside of Bitcoin. And right now we are still at extreme fear, and that's 18 right now. We're still at extreme fear. It won't be only fear until it's at 20. So there is a possibility that this could rally a little bit higher too, just based off of that, because we're not even out of extreme fear yet. So we could still have people buying in at large amounts here inside of Bitcoin. So I'm going to go ahead and go over a few things here. As you can see, we've seen a massive pump here on Bitcoin. You see in that 1 4-hour candlestick right there, that 1 4-hour candlestick was Bitcoin going from all the way down here at 86.9K all the way up to 90.3K in 1 4-hour candlestick. So in a 4-hour time frame, that's what Bitcoin did. If you look at the 2-hour candlestick, most of that time was pretty much clocked within the 2-hour time frame as well. So this is telling you something. This is the whales. This is not just the whales, but like this is big money. Big money is putting money into this right now. And as you can see here, one of the largest purchasers of Bitcoin, JP Morgan, he was pretty much revealing a new Bitcoin target after the pullback here. And because now things are pumping, now they're giving new predictions for new highs. Now he's talking about 240K. So I don't know, maybe this could be market manipulation or what, but that is a huge buy order right there at that support. So that's within a 2-hour time frame. Now, when you look at it from the 1-hour chart, you can see this happened within 2 hours because it happened inside these two candlesticks here. So within a 2-hour time frame, we've seen all of that money flow into Bitcoin. So we know the big money whales are doing something behind the scenes. Now, we're a little bit, well, not a little bit, we're a lot of bit overbought, okay? So this is overbought territory here. This is the percent R trend exhaustion. We got the blue line here on the top, which is the short-term trend. The blue line on the bottom, which is the long-term trend. The white line on the top, which is the short-term trend. And you can kind of see it pulling back right now actively. So if this does go all the way down, that price could drop. I doubt that it just goes straight down though. I feel like it'll do something like it'll go down a little bit and then it'll bounce again and the price will go back up. So we'll probably end up coming down to like a support around 88K or something. And then we might have a continued rally from there. And that's kind of what it's looking like it's doing right now. So it could pull back to 89K or 80. Pretty much 89K, 88.9 to 89K, pretty much. But yeah, we're going to end up seeing this pullback probably. So we'll see if it breaks this level here. This is actually a good area to mark on your, I almost said on your map, but this is a good area to mark on your charts because as you can see, not only is it resistance right here, it was also support back here. So this is a local area that we have stopped at before. So it's a good area to watch for. If we pull back, that's probably the support that we would hit, 88.7K to be exact. And then we would end up pumping from there. And you can see the percent R trend exhaustion already actively pulling back, kind of confirming that in a way. And then if you go over here to the 4-hour chart, you kind of see the same thing. Percent R trend exhaustion completely maxed out. So what would probably end up happening here is the short-term trend comes back while the long-term trend tries to catch up. They meet each other here and then decide whether or not it's going to continue to pump from here or dump. But yeah, if we were to pull back to this support, we would be fighting a hard battle not to dump from there. But there is still a good possibility again that we could start rising from there actually. So you have to be very, very cautious here because we did just now come off of a low down here. And we're obviously now creating a new direction because you can see this is the bottom here, and now we're getting higher highs and higher lows, actively higher highs, higher lows, each time higher highs. Then if we come back to here, this would be a higher low, and then we might continue that rally upwards to 94K. So I would say watch out for a possible relief rally a little bit higher. There is still the possibility that it could get rejected right here though. So you also have to keep cautious of that 88.7K support on Bitcoin. So yeah, that's just what you gotta pay attention to inside of the short term here. You can kind of see the percent our trend exhaustion is recovering from here. So if we see it on the daily chart continue to recover, we're in good territory. But if you start to see the long-term trend going sideways like this, while the short-term trend continues up, get ready for a dump, because that means that the long-term trend is not pumping. The long-term trend is literally actively going sideways or downwards. And then eventually the short-term trend will come back and then meet the long-term trend, and then they'll both dump at the same time. So that's something that you really do have to pay attention to here inside of Bitcoin. And that's one of the easiest ways for me personally to tell whenever the trend's about to go reverse back to the downside. So I really have no risk when I'm doing it, because you know with my charting, it works for my trading, but my charting might not work for everybody's trading. That's why I'm not concerned about predicting the bottom. I'm not concerned about predicting the top. I'm only concerned about predicting where we're going next. And I'm pretty efficient when it comes to these short-term predictions. So that's all I'm worried about. If you're looking for that long-term stuff, go to someone else's channel, because the long-term is the hardest thing to predict. And I'm just not going to do that because it's just too hard. You can't really predict the long-term. You can put a lot of research into it, but at that point, you're just looking at past performance, what happened in past, and thinking, oh, it has to happen again. But yeah, other than that, like I just like to do the technicals for the short-term stuff. So if you're not into that, you can go ahead and click off the video, unsubscribe from the channel, and not watch ever again, because, you know, I'm really not worried about people who, you know, are not focused on the short term for right now. So that just kind of breaks down how I do the charting. So people might think, hey, he's flip-flopping. He's saying he's going up and pumping again. No, I'm saying that this, in my personal opinion, is a short-term relief rally. We just broke out of a bullish pattern, which I've been talking about for the longest, which is the bullish expanding triangle right here. And now we're having a relief rally like expected. Now, the real question is, do we get rejected right here at 94K? Or do we come back here like we're doing now at 88.7K and get rejected there? Or do we continue from there, get rejected from there? Or do we continue from there and get rejected from there? So we have to watch all of these levels, because there's a possibility that we could get rejected at each and every single one of them. So we have to be prepared for what happens. So I know me personally, if I start seeing this breaking this support here, oh, I know it's done. I know it's done, especially if we go down here and we break these higher lows. If we break those higher lows and get below this 85.7K line, oh, we're definitely done. So if you see it go below 85.7K here, then you want to run the other way, right? But if you see that it goes down to 88.7K and then it bounces back from 88.7K and then it goes up to 94K, then we're good. And if you see it gets rejected from 80 or from 94K, then at that point, we don't want to go below the next area. So the next area is literally where we just got stopped out at, right here. So we wouldn't want to go below this area. And you probably think, oh, this is a random line that he just drew up. No, it actually is not. Actually, it kind of is, but I just see patterns that other people don't see the patterns in the same patterns that I'm noticing. But there's areas on the way up that we just naturally stop at, and we've naturally done it before. So right here, I know you're probably going to be like, oh, no, that makes no sense. Right here, you're going to be like, oh, no, that makes no sense. A little bit of support, but it was a little bit above it. But you're probably still going to say, no, it makes no sense. Until I keep showing you every single time back here the same area that I didn't look at this, by the way. I'm literally just doing the analysis based off of what I see. And this is why this is efficient for me to trade this way, because I notice these things and I take note of them. That was a break inside of the candlesticks there. So then we have support here. And then time and time again, we see support, 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 resistance, resistance, some contingency between support and resistance there. And yeah, we pretty much have hit that level multiple times. And I didn't know that. I just kind of clicked it because I noticed a break in the chart there. So this is a good way that for me to, go over these types of things. But this is what I'm saying. If we do something like this and then we break out and come here, then if we get rejected at 94K, now we don't want to go below 91.9K, because if we go below 91.9K, now we're breaking this. So now we're not doing the same thing, creating higher lows and higher highs. So that's what we got to pay attention to, because we come down here, we still got a higher low. We come up here, we break out, now we have a higher high. We come down here, we have a higher low. We break this and we continue down a little bit. Now we still kind of got a higher low. If we stop right here, there's a little bit of an area of contingency here, so we can probably end up stopping possibly at 90.2K. Not 100% sure about that, so don't mark me on that. I'm not seeing any other patterns there for that. But still, we do not want to do something like this and then breaking right here, because if we do this and then we break right here and we come lower here, the second this gets broken, it's done. Like, we're in red territory here. But if this right here gets broken, then we're completely done. So we just gotta watch the charts, and I'll keep you guys updated. I'm gonna be doing a daily Bitcoin video, so and that's why I like these shorter term price predictions. Like, I'm looking at price predictions and like at the 4-hour charts, the daily chart, and the weekly chart, because I only care about what's happening next week. What happens the week after that really doesn't matter to me. Because look, yesterday it was actually below this Bitcoin, but now it's not. Look at how it's curving here. And remember my thesis at the beginning of June or something like that, and all the way through there, all the way up till now. It's kind of the same thing. I've been saying it the whole entire time. I have like moved around and flip-flopped a little bit, but I still been saying this, that we could come down to these levels and that this could happen. Now, I thought it would only be a 32% drop to 85K, but that's when it broke. That's why when it broke 85K and it went down to 80K, 36%, I kind of switched to bearish because it broke the structure. It didn't do the 32% drop like I expected. It did a 36% drop, but the actual candlestick only did 32%. The wick on the bottom of the candlestick came all the way down to 80K. So that, I'm still going to count it though. It still went down 36%, so I'm going to be extremely cautious. But I will say this, this relief rally could create new all-time highs if, and I'm saying if, the short-term trend comes all the way up, and then the long-term trend does the same exact thing. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because if this happens, this is what I expected to happen at first, and then I kind of changed it because it went below 32%, the 32% drop I was mentioning, and it went down 36%. So then I was like, oh man. So then I changed it. But now if this happens like this, then it could mean 150K Bitcoin in February or by February. That's all I'm going to say about that, because the bearish expanding triangle, which is a bearish sign, we broke out of that because of Trump did something. Like, I forgot what Trump did. It was something with China. Like he threatened them again. He put more tariffs on them, and it was like a big thing around this time in September, October. So Trump did something, and then it kind of just crashed the whole market. When really what was supposed to happen, we were supposed to come down here, and we were supposed to bounce at the bottom of that bullish expanding triangle, and we were supposed to rally coming up here to the top of it, going into, as you can see at the day down here, February of 2026. This is a bearish expanding triangle. At the top of it, we were supposed to get rejected here, we're supposed to max out in Bitcoin somewhere up here around 150 to 158K. And then we're supposed to get a massive drop going into the rest of 2026. And then 2026 is just complete bear territory until probably like the end of 2026. And the reason why I say that is because it usually lasts like a year. The bear markets, they usually last like 8 months to a year. So that's a possibility. So this is what Bitcoin was supposed to do in my theory. And this is kind of why I've always been still bullish, but the 36% drop threw me off. It was supposed to only be 32%, just like the last two. But also the other thing that threw me off is this is a bull flag followed by a 32% drop on the first pump. This is a falling wedge followed by a 32% drop on the second pump. And then in the third one, they hit us with a bearish sign, which is a bearish expanding triangle, as you can see here, followed by a falling wedge, which was broken. It was supposed to be a bullish falling wedge, but it was broken and it went past 32%. I thought that falling wedge would have stopped at 32%. And then it kind of entered what it was in now, which is the bullish expanding triangle, which it just now broke out of. As you can see here, it broke out of that bullish expanding triangle. We were inside of a falling wedge at first, but I had the falling wedge drawn out, but I took it off because it's just too much on my charts right now. But yeah, this was the falling wedge coming out of the bearish expanding triangle that we had. But this was supposed to be bullish. This is what I was talking about. But Trump said something and he did something that just caused everything to crash. And then we entered into a bullish sign, which is the bullish expanding triangle, after leaving the other bullish falling wedge. So we broke out of that bullish falling wedge to the bottom, to the downside. It was invalidated. And then we went to the bullish expanding triangle right here. And then it broke out from there. So here is the falling wedge, bullish expanding triangle, right? So we have those there for us as reference. But anyways, like I said, we're bullish until we get rejected here, and then come down here and get rejected here, and then also get rejected here. Or if we do something like this and then we just get rejected here and we continue down. So keep an eye out for that. But anyways, this is all I got for you guys today. I figured I would put in a lot more effort on the Bitcoin video, since this is the video that matters the most every single day, because this is what you guys really need to see. Obviously not everything is going to be correct, but what I will say is it's not about being right. It's really about tracking where the prices are going next and continuing to look at these things. Because like, as you guys watch my videos, you're going to start learning how to do this yourself, and you're probably going to stop watching the videos because you're like, all right, I don't need to watch Marcellus's videos. I know now this is going to happen, this is going to happen. So I might watch Marcellus's video on the fly while I'm moving around out and about. But then when I really have time, I'm going to sit down and look at the charts myself. But yeah, eventually you guys are going to learn how to read the charts to a point where you really don't have to watch other people's videos. And that's really a point where you all want to be if you want to be good at trading. You don't want to just join someone's trading group who's going to make you money, because then when they're not doing that, it's all up to you. And then let's say if they fail and then you lose money, it's a lot better to lose money over your own mistakes than someone else's mistakes. That'll make you real mad if you lose some money over someone else's mistake. So I don't want my mistake to be yours, because I have definitely made a lot of mistakes in the market, which is why I don't do trading groups, because I'll let my mistakes be my own. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it at that. But yeah, I do see more of a rally coming for Bitcoin though. I see something primarily like this happening. So we'll see. And maybe it doesn't happen exactly like that. Maybe it comes down, trades sideways like this, goes up, and then it's like inches its way up there, right? Anything like that could happen. But I'm gonna keep you guys updated. Hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. And yeah, go ahead and become a member of the channel if you guys want to. You can have me go over any technical analysis for any project, as long as it's not some type of scam coin. You can have me go over any stock as well. Just become a member and then comment on any one of my videos, be like, hey, can you go over this stock or this coin or anything. So anyways, shout out to you guys. As always, I'll be back with another video.